News Now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
First at 6, take a look at this. This is what it looked like overnight outside of a bar in Willimantic. That's where police officers responded to a reported shooting, and this is just down the street from Eastern Connecticut State University. University officials posted a warning on its website and told students to stay inside. Fox 61's Kaylee Collins is going to get us an update in just about 2 minutes for you. Well, good morning. It is 6 o'clock. We're so glad you're joining us on Fox 61 Plus. Maybe you're joining us streaming online as well. Thank you. Welcome. We're glad you're here. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Let's start with this forecast here as, believe it or not, it's still not spring yet. But it is certainly going to feel like it. Yeah, we are getting there later this week, right?
Eventually, Thursday is the official start of spring, but in the meantime, we're going to close out winter feeling a lot more like spring than we are winter time with the sunshine that's going to return today as well. If you're in Eastern Connecticut, there is a bit more cloud coverage than also in western areas. So you can see that here on the satellite and radar picture this morning along the 395 corridor, a little bit more cloud coverage, whereas central and western areas have a little bit less in the way of clouds. We are looking at our numbers this morning anywhere from 13 to about 22 degrees colder. So our temperatures are sitting in the 30s, close to 40 degrees along the shoreline, 34 degrees in Willimantic, up around 30 in Torrington. But we do have a little bit of wind out of the north, anywhere from 5 to about 20 miles per hour, gusting a little bit higher than that, closer to that 20-mile-per-hour mark. So it is making things feel like the 20s at the bus stop this morning. So plan for some sunshine later on today. Temperatures starting off in the 30s will be in the mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees later on today. It's going to be quite warm for tomorrow as well. 58 in Derby later on, 59 in Hamden, close to 60 over in Wallingford, 60 degrees in the capital city, and the mid to upper 50s in southeastern Connecticut. It only gets warmer from here as we close out winter for tomorrow. We'll have more details on just how warm those numbers get coming up in just a bit. Now, as we check in with the roads this morning here at 6:02, overall things are running smoothly on the roadways. No major delays to let you know about this morning. So just taking a look here over in New Haven on 95, both directions, and 91 as you're traveling there into the I-95 corridor, looking pretty good this morning. So New Haven to the I-95 connector, reflecting that light volume that we see on the roads this morning. At 2 minutes, we are fine. Southbound 95, when to jump on it from New Haven to Bridgeport at just about a half hour. Over to you.
Rachel, thanks. All right, back to that top story we just mentioned. Willimantic police investigating an incident near Blarney's Cafe. Eastern Connecticut State University police say that police responded to a shooting in that area last night.
Fox 61's Kaylee Collins is live outside Blarney's with what we have learned overnight and in the past hour. Kaylee.
Tim and Erica, that's right. Police were here in this area on High Street by Blarney's Cafe just before 11 o'clock last night, getting that report of a shooting here. And although they've cleared the area since, take a look at the damage that's left behind here at Blarney's Cafe. When our Fox 61 crew got here last night, they had reported seeing a smashed-in window, and you could take a look at that right there. We could see the broken window in the front of the cafe there. Now, again, we got that information from Eastern Connecticut State University. It's about 2 minutes or so from here, and they put out an alert to students about a shooting near the bar here, and that alert says the suspects did leave this area. Again, that info is coming from Eastern Connecticut State University, but we have reached out to police this morning to find out who was shot, if anyone was hurt, and also if they've identified any suspects at this point. But again, our crew could see that one of those windows was broken, and police also used a canine during their investigation last night. So again, this bar is known to be frequented by Eastern Connecticut State University students. We have reached out to a university spokesperson to learn a little bit more about this incident, as well as police here in Willimantic. As soon as we get any new information, anything updated or confirmed, we will keep you posted on that. For now, we're live in Willimantic this morning. Kaylee Collins, Fox 61.
All right, Kaylee, thank you. .604 right now, and these are the moments police say a Waterbury man was rescued from a home. The man told officers that he was held captive there in a small room for more than 20 years. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules breaks down the footage for us.
What started off as a house fire turned into a case that made national headlines. And for the first time, we're seeing body cam footage from the night first responders say a man was finally freed from captivity.
down.
Who else is in the house? Who else is in here?
My stepson is in here.
How many other people?
In this newly released body cam footage, you can see Waterbury first responders talking to Kimberly Sullivan outside of her home on Blake Street. She can be heard asking about her cats that were possibly still in the home. First responders can also be seen carrying her 32-year-old stepson into an ambulance. Although his face was blurred in the footage, first responders say the man was emaciated and weighed only 68 pounds. Police say the man told them his stepmother held him captive for more than 20 years. The man told them he had to drink from a toilet and there was always a lock on the outside of his room. He told police he intentionally lit a fire in the home so he could finally be free. Despite the shocking accusations, Sullivan's attorney, Ioannis Kaloidis, says that his client is still presumed innocent and deserving of a fair trial.
I would just ask that people keep an open mind and let this case work its way through the court system and allow Ms. Sullivan to get a fair trial.
Last week, Sullivan was released on $300,000 bond. She's facing a list of charges, including assault and kidnapping. Sullivan is due back in court on Wednesday, March 26th, where she and her legal team expect to enter in a not guilty plea and make an election for a jury trial. In Waterbury, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. New Haven police said an 8-year-old boy was shot and killed, and they're investigating it as an accident, one they called preventable and senseless. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot has more on what happened.
Neighbors are still trying to make sense of what happened Sunday evening after police say an 8-year-old boy died after accidentally shooting himself.
Police say the boy was found lying on the kitchen floor suffering from a gunshot wound. He was rushed to Yale New Haven Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators say the boy shot himself at his home while family was there. They believe the shooting was accidental. Neighbors like Sean Brown and Juanita Brewer say this is heartbreaking.
You hear that on the news, like, around the country, but it's like, how they say too close to home? Yeah, I mean, people get shot around here all the time. I hate to say, but like 8-year-old boy dying is just like, it breaks your heart.
I'm sorry that it happened because an 8-year-old don't know where I gun at. You know what I mean? So for their loss, I'm really sorry about it. I'm sad to hear about it.
It's still unclear who owned the gun used in the incident and why it was in the home at the time. Police are asking anyone who may have seen anything to give them a call. In New Haven, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Okay, thank you. We do have a correction to make on a story we brought you over the weekend following the death of a Clinton man in a crash involving a glider aircraft. It was 70-year-old Bradley Darr who passed away after that crash Friday in Deep River. And Darr's family was kind enough to share these photos of him. Now, over the weekend, Fox 61 spoke with a student at a local flight school who said he knew Darr. That student told us that Darr had built the glider himself and took it out for a ride. But yesterday, we spoke with Darr's family, and they told Fox 61 that wasn't the case, that the glider was not homemade. They did say Brad was a very seasoned pilot and flew many types of aircraft, including Piper, Archer, and hot air balloons before getting into flying gliders. The National Transportation Safety Board's been notified of the crash, but it's the Connecticut State Police who will carry out the investigation.
Calling hours will be held today for a Yale University police officer who died last week. Officer Gregory Swantek's family, friends, and loved ones will gather at East Haven Memorial Funeral Home from 4 to 7 p.m. Then tomorrow, a celebration of life service will be held at the Toyota Oakdale Theater in Wallingford at noon. Yale Public Safety says Officer Swantek passed away after a medical event. Last week, police from all over the state paid their respects to Swantek with a procession. He served in many roles during his 17-plus years in the department, including community engagement officer, field training officer, and bicycle officer. He is survived by his 10-year-old daughter.
Now, police officers at the University of New Haven are looking for the person or people who broke into some cars on campus. West Haven's police did share pictures on social media of one person whom they're looking to identify in connection to the case. Just to be clear here, they have not said if this person is just somebody they want to speak with or if they believe this person could have actually done something wrong. Either way, if you have any information about the break-ins, please call the university police. Well, have you seen a pickup truck in this photo here? New Milford police said they believe this maroon Toyota Tundra with an extended cab was involved in a hit-and-run crash in a Walmart parking lot. It happened on March 8th. So if you were there that day or saw anything that day, please call the New Milford police.
6:10 and new overnight, Israel launched airstrikes across the Gaza Strip. Gaza's health ministry says the strikes have killed at least 326 people. Israel's prime minister said that he ordered the strikes after Hamas refused demands by Israel to change the ceasefire agreement. Military officials have told people to evacuate eastern Gaza and much of the northern town of Beit Hanun. Israel could soon launch ground operations in that region. The White House says it was consulted before the airstrikes.